Ranking all the Rites of War for Horus Heresy 2.0, Part 2 of Part 3, it's still the Fury of the Ancients. For full effects, see Part 1, let's get on with the downsides. My name is Mechanid, let's get started. First, let's look at the mechanical downsides. While limiting you to only one fast attack and one heavy support slot that don't have the Dreadnought type, this is hardly a drawback, as you can still field all the biggest and baddest units like heavy support last cannon squads. The fact that all your compulsory troops must be Dreadnoughts is far from a limitation, and the fact that those Dreadnoughts get line is just icing on the cake as well. And you can still take regular infantry as well if you want more line units anyway. It doesn't matter if you can't take Lords of War and Fortification choices, as those units are typically large point sinks, and you'll want to have as many points available to spam Dreadnoughts. Not being able to seize the initiative is only a downside if you're actually playing with that rule. Most playgroups I've spoken to tend to not use this rule anyway, so this is less of a drawback. While being limited to being your primary detachment, this is largely to stop people from spamming a couple of line Dreadnoughts in an allied detachment. And with this being your primary detachment, you're going to want as many slots available to spam more Dreadnoughts. Lastly, and perhaps the biggest drawback, is the limited options for consoles. While Forge Lords, Primus Medicaes and Mortifactors are all good choices, however, being limited to these consoles does seriously limit your options when it comes to gameplay style, which can make this list feel very samey to run over several games. Finally, since the Venerable Ancient must be your Warlord, this means that you cannot take any Primarchs or special characters that must be your Warlords, and as such, you're going to miss out on any of those unique benefits. Now that's it for the mechanical downsides, and this list is still S tier because of all its raw power in just how many Dreadnoughts it can put on the field. However, it is highly unlikely that you will be able to play this list. Think about being on the receiving end of this list. You rock up with a balanced army and your opponent brings every Dreadnought he owns. How likely is it that you take one look and say, yeah, no thank you, I don't want to play against that. Yeah, the Fury of the Ancients player gets a quote-unquote win, but no game is being played and no one is having any fun. This Rite of War is so infamous that many tournaments and events have banned it because of just how oppressively powerful it is. And if nothing else, look at it from an angle of personal pride. On one hand, you could win with a tank force using weaker units and outmaneuvering your opponent and being the better general. Or you could just spam the most powerful unit in the game and go for easy wins. I'll leave the Fury of the Ancients in an S tier because of its raw power. But in practice, this Rite of War fails because it won't be played. Outside of some hellish mirror match or sadistic curb stomp, I doubt you'll find many games running this list. And if you can't play this Rite of War in casual or competitive play, then it's a bad Rite, even if it is objectively the most powerful Rite in the game. And on that note, I'll leave you there. What Rite of War should we look at next? My name is Mechanid. Thanks for watching.